Hello everyone. At the time of making this video, I've lost my mojo. I don't know if it's going to come back. My partner says it'll come back, but at the moment it's gone. I've lost it. I mean, most people watching will probably say I lost it long ago, but I mean, I've just lost my passion for unboxing these things. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to unbox this. I'm not going to get giddy and excited because I'm pleased to have it, but until I've got it open and discover that it hasn't arrived damaged, I'm not going to get giddy over it. So I'm going to open it because I need to open it. It cost me a pretty penny, so I've got to get it open because if there's anything wrong with it, I need to contact the seller. It's taken quite a while to arrive. I don't think I've ever waited so long for a vacuum cleaner from eBay. But yes, it's a model I've wanted for a while. I saw it. It was on a Buy It Now, or was it? No, it wasn't. It was on an auction, but nobody else bid on it. I was the only bidder. So anyway, it's here. I'm going to, where is it? Hang on. Get my trusty little Stanley box cutter and cut through this bubble wrap. And we'll have a look. Yes. I'll do the rest of this off camera and then we'll see if I've got an undamaged vacuum cleaner inside this box. Well, that took longer than I was expecting, but so far, fingers crossed, if I can cross them, it seems fine. This is more or less brand new. And considering this cleaner is, I believe, 42 years old at the time of making this video, we do have the original box, bits of it. It's a Hoover High Power Compact U2128. I have shown you a model U2128 before. Different colour scheme, same model. This is a bit of a special one. And I'll explain why in the video. So yes, we do. I knew the box wasn't up to much. But, you know, at least we've got the original box, sort of. I think that's probably from the original box. It looks like it is, and possibly this is as well, I don't know. This brown wax paper definitely looks like the sort of thing Hoover would have covered their machines with before putting them in a box. And we do have the full assortment of paperwork. So we have, of course, the guarantee card. I'm supposed to send that off to Hoover Limited in Perivale, Greenford, Middlesex, Wadsworth Road, not the main building, because when I visited Hoover, they had the main building on the Great Western Road, I think it is, but they had some other peripheral buildings on different streets around abouts. So Wadsworth Road is probably one of the back streets. So we have the serial number printed on here, which is 10708 688. I think this is from 1981, pretty sure. We'll look at the rating sticker on the machine itself. See, I was supposed to fill that in, so it's not going to have the guarantee now, is it? Never mind. We also have Hoover After Sales Service. Some oldie-worldy Hoover washing machine there. Hoover Senior, Hoover Freedom, Ranger Senior there. And some addresses of service stations. Probably, of course, none of these will be here anymore. I'll have closed down long ago. Just trying to see where my nearest one would be. Leeds, I think, would be the nearest to where I live. Whitehall Road in Leeds. We also have, what's this? Now with Hoover Care, Hoover make things better for you. And there's another address, again in Perivale, Greenford, Middlesex. And I can fill this in. What would happen if I filled it in? Please arrange for your engineer to call and tell me about Hoover Care. Blimey. Should I post that off? I don't think I will. And then finally, last but not least, we do have the instruction book. That's the more traditional colour scheme. Can't remember what Hoover called it, but it was like a dark brown and cream colour. I do have a video of that if you want to look at that on my channel. Very famous, well, relatively famous TV commercial sung by, I believe, the singer from, is it Black Sabbath, Motorhead, one of those heavy rock bands that I certainly wouldn't listen to because they're a little bit too scary for my ears. So here we have the instructions. I'll just focus on those for a moment. I've not got any instructions for this particular model. I might have some instructions for the one with the headlight, the electricity board exclusive. It's lovely when they use proper photographs showing you how to check for blockages. There's the cleaning tools, changing the belt, changing the brushes. And again, Hoover make things better for you. Right, now this machine is different, and the main difference, apart from the colour scheme, is the royal warrant. And here it is, oversized, because this machine was produced to celebrate the marriage of Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer in July 1981. So it was fairly limited run. I do remember seeing this in the Co-op department store in Crawley. They had a special display. It was sort of halfway up the stairs to the electrical department on the sort of landing bit. And I distinctly remember seeing that. Never seen one since in person and never thought I'd own one, let alone a more or less new in the box, unused version. So when this popped up on eBay, of course I had to bid on it, and I was the winning bidder. So we have the crest, which we can see in more detail. By appointment to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, manufacturers of vacuum cleaners and laundry equipment, Hoover Limited, Greenford, Middlesex. So in the UK, when we have a royal wedding, a lot of companies bring out a load of tat to celebrate. So it's normally things like tea towels and mugs and commemorative plates. But this is the only example I know of a vacuum cleaner being produced. I wonder if Hoover sent Charles and Diana a vacuum cleaner as a wedding present, maybe even this model. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I think Diana probably knew what a vacuum cleaner was, and when she lived in that flat with those girls before she was a member of the royal family, I expect she even pushed a vacuum cleaner around the flat occasionally. I expect she even washed her own laundry. But all that changed, of course, when she had that fairy tale marriage to Prince Charles, now King Charles. I don't know how that went. I hope they lived happily ever after. But here it is. I'm thrilled with it so far. I'm thrilled that it has survived intact, not damaged, not like the last Hoover upright I showed you on my channel at the time of filming this, the Hoover Turbo Boost, that was completely smashed because I could not get parts for this. I can still buy brushes, belts, bags, the odd other part possibly, but cosmetic parts are very hard to get. Let's take a closer look at this machine, starting from the bottom up, and then later on in the video I'll put some dirt down and do a demo. I'll find some cleaning tools for this as well. But yeah, I'm feeling a bit relieved now that I've opened it, and so far so good. Everything looks as it should. Here's the underside of the cleaner. Yes, it looks like it hasn't seen any dirt. The belt feels like it's okay. Maybe the beta bars could do with a bit of a polish up. Maybe it's had a tiny bit of use, but you know, very little, I'd say. Might be used for a couple of minutes, that's all. Still got the metal base plate here. In the later versions, right up to the last version, this obviously changed from metal to plastic. Even the main casting here, that's metal. Again, that changed to plastic on the later versions. But we still have a metal machine here. I'm going to open it up in this video. I think it'll have the newer type suppressor, which is less likely to blow than the old-fashioned ones, but I'll just undo these two screws here and we'll have a quick look at, hopefully, a factory fresh motor. If this has had much use, we'll see some fluff under here. No, I wouldn't say that's been used. There is a little bit of dust. It's 41 years old, folks. You'd get dust on you, wouldn't you, even unused. The flash pad is still intact. It's not perished. And we can see the Hoover Junior motor. I can't see the suppressor. I'll point to it with my screwdriver. Can you see it? Just here. There you go. It's that sort of gold coloured piece. So they've replaced the big metal barrel suppressors that were normally on the side, and it's got this type. So I'm going to leave well alone. I think this later type has less chance of blowing up than the earlier versions. So yes, everything looks mint. I'm really pleased with this machine so far. Of course, we haven't switched on yet, but I have no reason to believe it won't work. There is a plug fitted. Obviously, it wouldn't have had a plug fitted to it when it was brand new. You'd have had to fit your own plug, as was the custom back in the day. Plugs weren't fitted. I think it was 91 or 92 when the regulations changed to enforce manufacturers of portable domestic appliances to have fitted plugs on them. So that looks fine and dandy. At the side of the cleaner we've got Hoover's 4-position height right control, so it's best if you tilt the machine on its back wheels to change positions. So position 1 is for low pile carpet and carpet tiles, and then position 2 is for shorter pile carpet. Position 3 is for medium, and I think position 3 is what I'll use it on this particular carpet in my living room. And then for longer pile and shag pile carpeting we have position 4. Unlike the earlier versions of Hoover Junior, you have to use a screwdriver to remove this cover plate in order to change the belt. So there's a single screw. Just need to adjust my screwdriver. There we go. You can also see there's an additional plate here that helps to seal the suction in. And of course on the headlight versions there would be a headlight bulb here. So that pulls off. And yes, there is very little sign of use, but there's a tiny sign of use, so I'm not concerned with that. I think it's a plastic fan, and yes, we can see a little bit of use inside there. You can just about see the fan. So the fan obviously rotates to create the suction, and the flat drive belt moves the agitator. There's a little guide on here. Hopefully you can see that. That's showing the position of the belt. Let's just double check. It is in the correct position. Yes, it is. So we can pop that back like so, and pop the front cover back, and then do up the screw. And to change the belt, apart from taking off the front cover, you also have to remove the base plate as well. So with the older juniors, you didn't need any tools. You just removed the cover, and there was a little belt guard on a spring that came out, and you just changed the belt without any tools. But on this version, you do need the screwdriver. Let's have a look. Oh yes, here we've got Hoover's combined on-off switch and handle release mechanism. So you press it once lightly to lower the handle to the operating position. There we go. And then you press it again, there we go, a bit firmer, to turn the machine on and off. And then for cleaning under low furniture, it does actually stop in that position. You'd have to press it again to lower the handle. And round the other side we've got the bellows. Hopefully they're still going to be intact after all these years. I do have some spare bellows, fortunately, and because these are more off-white than cream, the spare ones I've got will look okay if I ever had to change those. While I've got the handle down, we can have a look at the rating sticker, which is hidden just under here. So this is Hoover model U2128, serial number U2128 107-08688, 240 volts, 50 hertz, 300 watts, made in UK by Hoover Limited. And just below that we've got the British Electrotechnicals Approvals Board stamp. So this does date from 1981 because the serial number is U2128 followed by a 1, which denotes the year, and we know it's an 80s machine. So yes, I believe this was made in week 7 of 1981. I've just removed the flex from the back of the machine to show you the lower cord hook, which is intact, and it still has its spring to it. These often would break off. People would leave them like that and then go under furniture, and it would get knocked off as you lowered the handle. So it's always important when you unravelled the cable to clip that flush with the body of the machine. And just here we've got the top cord hook that rotates downwards, enabling you to remove the cable in one go. And just under that is the hole where you'd put the screw to attach the handle. So this machine would have come in the box partly assembled. It was only the handle you had to fit to the top of the bag housing, unlike the soft bag Hoover Junior, where you had to assemble it, a little bit more involved assembly with the handle assembly and attaching the bag and everything. So with the hard box version, it's just a case of fitting the handle. With the cleaner turned round, we can see Hoover printed here at the top in nice gold lettering to match the gold lettering of the Royal Warrant, and then we've got High Power Compact written at the bottom. A little button here at the top, you press that down and the bag door comes off. Don't know if we've got any date wheels. We've got Hoover stamped, the Hoover roundel is stamped on the bottom of that. Don't think there's any, no, there's nothing showing to date it, but we have dated this machine anyway to 1981. Here's the bag. I expect you did get 2 bags with this, I'm not sure. Normally you got 2 bags, but possibly not. Yes, well it does say here spare disposal bag there. So there would have been a bag fitted plus 1 in the box. So we can release the bag. And I've not so far found a fleece bag to fit this. I was wondering if Pure Power bags would fit. I'll have to have another look. But I do have, before I do a demo of this, I'm going to keep this original bag with the original clip. Because this is reusable. But I did buy recently on eBay some packs of pattern bags. It's just a single paper layer, so you know I'm not too bothered. So before I switch on, I will swap over the nice genuine bag with the pattern bag. And we've got little sponge seal here. Bag just clips onto this part. All pretty simple. It's a dirty fan machine, obviously, even though it's got a hard dust box. It's just basically a Hoover Junior with a more attractive design, I think. It just makes it a little bit more modern for the 1980s. Okay, I'll just go upstairs, fetch another bag, fit it to the machine, and we can switch on this machine for the first time. I've got this pack of 5 home spare bags, engineered to fit Hoover Compact model U2128, U2132, U2206, U2210 and Junior U2190. I think that Junior is the hard box Junior, but it's based on the older style, which is I think that came out in the late 70s or early 80s, so it's a bit of an odd one because it had the new rigid box fitted onto the older style Hoover Junior. I've got one of those on my channel somewhere if you care to look. I still have that somewhere in my collection. I think these might be non-reusable. Let's have a look. Yeah, they're non-reusable. But like I say, I'll have a look. Unless you know, folks, any of you who've got a Hoover High Power Compact, if you know any fleece bags that fit this model, please comment below. So let's just locate it at the bottom, push it forward. There we go, it's a nice tight fit. Then the bag door can go back on. Oh, and hello Molly. Molly making a very rare appearance. Probably because it's nearly her dinner time, I expect. Is it, Molly? Is it nearly time for your dinner? There we are. Right, I think we've looked at this enough. Time to switch on. Right, I'm unplugging that, folks. Do you remember earlier on in the video I said, oh, it's unlikely that that suppressor will go. It's going to go. It's not going to go bang, but it is. It smells. We'll open this up again and we'll have a look. The suppressor will need to be bypassed in this, just like I bypass or remove the suppressors in other older machines. I thought it was running a bit strangely. I mean, it's very, very quiet, but it seemed to be running a bit slow. And if I was to use this too much more, it might, I don't think it's gonna, we're not gonna get a bang from it, but we might get a bit of smoke. And it's already filled my living room with a putrid burning smell. So yeah, I won't be doing a full demo of this until that suppressor has been well and truly extracted from this cleaner. Well, the smell is definitely coming from the suppressor. It doesn't look much different. I have unplugged. I think, yeah, maybe there's a little brown mark. You can just, yeah, just about see there. So that, I don't know how I'm going to remove this. I'm not sure if it's a case of just removing this and it'll still work. I'm not sure. I might have to bridge the gap between these two terminals with a bit of wire, perhaps, unless I can get another suppressor. Once I've taken this red wire out of the way, I'll be able to see it, but apparently these terminals can be quite fragile, so I have to be a bit careful. But it shouldn't be too much of a job just to remove that, and then the machine will run okay. These suppressors were fitted back in the day to prevent your vacuum cleaner interfering with TV and radio signals. Those of you of a certain age may remember watching Saturday morning television while reading your whizzer and chips and eating your quarter of pear drops while your mother came in with her vacuum and she went near the TV and the picture went. So suppressors were fitted to machines or appliances with electric motors to stop that happening, but with the digital TVs and radio we have now, there's not really a need for it, although a lot of people say, oh, you should still have it in, blah, blah, blah. But you'll find that most people who collect and repair vacuums remove the suppressors, and even some service engineers have removed them and don't bother replacing them. But yeah, that's going to, if I was to leave it running for too much longer, it might have just continued to operate, make a smell, and then be okay. But I'm not going to risk it. I will take that out. And then at a later date, I think, this video is already long enough, at a later date, I'll show you this machine in action. So there you go, folks. That's the end of today's video on the Hoover High Power Compact Royal Edition. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and if you're watching King Charles, I hope this has brought back some happier memories when you and Di were opening up all your wedding gifts after that ceremony in Westminster Abbey, was it? I can't remember. I was around when that wedding was going on, but we got the day off school, I think, and I was busy building a miniature version of my bedroom, I think, upstairs in my bedroom, out of cigarette packets. I was doing something along those lines anyway. I wasn't really that bothered with watching it, but of course I've seen all the highlights, and yeah, who knows? Diana might have pushed one of these cleaners around, just cleaning up after Charles, dropping biscuit crumbs all over the carpet. Yes, who knows what they do behind closed doors. So thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions about this Hoover High Power Compact, please comment below. And at some point I will be putting some more dirt down, finding a set of tools for this, and giving a full demo. So until the next video, I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now. She might be still with us. Oh, hello, Molly. Yes. Go away. Thank you. No, I know. I'm going to feed you in a minute. Oh, you only think about your belly, don't you? You don't think about your daddy trying to film. Off you go. Get off that. Come on. Be off with you.